kids, it's Mrs. Davis from Happy Place to Grow. Welcome in to my Spookalicious Learning Corner. I'm so glad you're here with me today. I also brought a special friend. It's my ghost buddy. Yeah, it's almost Halloween and I've been looking through my bookshelf and I spied a really awesome story. It's one of my favorites to read at Halloween. It's called The Ghost with the Halloween Hiccups. I think this story is a little mysterious and sort of funny, and it takes place on Halloween. So I want you to sit back and get ready to enjoy a fun Halloween story. And when we're finished, we're going to be thinking about our story, The Ghost with the Halloween Hiccups. And we're going to see if we can retell the story in order from the beginning to the end. We're going to be focusing on the beginning, middle, and end. And I am going to share with you a strategy that will help you if you have to retell a story to your teacher. I'm going to give you an easy little strategy to help you do it much better. All right, get cozy and let's read The Ghost with the Halloween Hiccups. Here we go. It's going to be a good one. And here is the beginning of the story. Mr. Penny loved Halloween. He was always in the Halloween play. This year, he was going to be the ghost. Ooh, that sounds like a good part. On Halloween, Mr. Penny headed for town. He met Bert and Laura along the way. Happy Halloween. Oh my, said Laura. You have the hiccups all day, said Mr. Penny. That's too bad, said Bert. It's worse than bad, said Mr. Penny. How can I play a ghost with hiccups? What you need is a big drink of water, said Laura. I've never heard that. Have you? Drink water to get rid of the hiccups? Let's see what happens. Please bring me some water, said Mr. Penny. The sooner I get rid of these hiccups, the better. You think that's going to help? Let's see. And there he is. Laura gave Mr. Penny a glass of water. Then he held his breath and waited. 10 seconds went by. He didn't hiccup once. Maybe it worked. That did it, he said. My hiccups are... Oh boy, that seemed to make it worse. Bert sighed. I'm sorry, he said. Maybe you can get rid of them in town. Let's see what happens next. Goes to town. Meets up with somebody. Mr. Penny hiccuped into town. Hello, Miss Gates, said Mr. Penny. How are you today? Oh, I'm fine, but you sound terrible, said Miss Gates. I must get over the hiccups. I have to be in the play. Hiccups are easy to fix, said Miss Gates. All you have to do is put a paper hat on your head and then sing a song. Now, I've definitely never heard of that cure. but it sounds fun. And there he is. He's got his paper hat on. So Mr. Penny put a paper hat on his head. He's following directions. He tried to sing, row, row, your boat gently down the stream. And that was as far as he could get. Gee, that's not working. Do you have any more ideas? Asked Mr. Penny. Miss Gates was all out of ideas, but Mr. Brown thought he could help. Well, tickle his nose, he said. Miss Gates found a feather. Lucky thing, huh? She tickled Mr. Penny's nose. Achoo! Sneezed Mr. Penny. Achoo! Mr. Penny started to cry. Oh, now I have chew sneezes as well as the hiccups. What am I going to do? Wondered Mr. Penny. He went down the road. The play starts in an hour. That's definitely a problem. Then Mr. Penny saw Mayor Bell. Okay, this is serious, officially serious. I have good news, said the mayor. Everyone is coming to the play. I have bad news, said Mr. Penny. I can't be in the play. I have hiccups. But you have to be in it, said the mayor. Try hopping around on one foot, she said. Maybe you can shake those hiccups out. Well, that sounds like an interesting idea. Let's see what happens. Mr. Penny started to hop, and every time he came down, he hiccuped. Boy, oh boy. Oh, here's the policeman of the town. Maybe he can help. Why don't you stand on your head? Asked the policeman. I'll try it, said Mr. Penny. I'll do anything. So there he goes. And I can tell that his face is getting red. Mr. Penny stood on his head. This doesn't work, he said. This just makes my face red. Jeez. I don't know what he's going to do. What do you think he's going to do? Think he's going to meet up with some more advice? Nothing's working so far. As it grew later, Mr. Penny tried everything. Quack like a duck, said the butcher. So Mr. Penny tried quacking like a duck. But quack, quack, quack was the best he could do. Try barking, said the dog catcher. Of course, a dog catcher would say that. I've never seen a dog with hiccups. Hey, come to think of it, I haven't either. Woof, 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 hiccuped Mr. Penny. Mr. Penny shook his head sadly. Because nothing was working, he was so disappointed. There he is. And it's getting dark. Mr. Penny went to the corner of the park. He put a paper hat on his head, and then he stood on his head. I'll give it one last try, he said. One of the things should work. Quack, woof, quack, woof, and just trying everything. One more time. The town clock said 7. Bong, 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 bong. It's getting late. I'll have to tell everyone to go home, he said. I'm afraid they will be mad. Definitely disappointed, don't you think? He crossed Mill Road. Then Mr. Penny stopped. His hair stood on end. That's what they say when you're very frightened. It was a hairy bat and a dragon. Look at the darkness. Bats! Dragons! Screamed Mr. Penny. Help! He yelled. Run for your lives! You think he's overreacting? I don't know. It is dark and it is Halloween. The dragon ran after Mr. Penny. Yikes! Help! Help! Police! He's scared. Shouted Mr. Penny. He was so scared he jumped right out of his shoes. Whoa, that is scared. Look who it is. Please don't hurt me, he begged. Oh, Mr. Penny, it's only me, said the bat, taking off her mask. And me, said the dragon. We just wanted to trick you for Halloween. Well, people do play silly Halloween tricks on Halloween, of course. Mr. Penny sighed and shook his head. Oh, it's just that I was so upset by my hiccups that suddenly Mr. Penny stopped. My hiccups are gone. You scared them out of me. Now I can be in the play. Well, wasn't that lucky? Smiled Mr. Penny. Your trick turned out to be a Halloween treat. Definitely better than candy. That one. Dun 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 dun. There's the performance live and on stage. And Mr. Penny was the best ghost ever. Ah, I love a happy ending, don't you? Ooh, I'm so glad Mr. Penny got rid of those hiccups. What advice would you have given him? The one I've heard of is hold your breath. All right, now our job was to think about the beginning, the middle, and the end of this story, The Ghost with the Halloween Hiccups. So when I'm thinking about this, I'm thinking about the parts of the story, the most important parts. I made this little ghost story map so that I could think about the beginning, middle, and the end. Now, when I'm thinking about those parts, the beginning is pretty easy. I go to the first page or two, and I think about how the story started. In this story, Mr. Penny was getting ready to go to the Halloween play to be the ghost when he had a problem. He had the hiccups. After I figure out the beginning, because that's pretty easy, then I go straight to the end. Yeah, I do go to the end because the end is at the end. Now, when you're thinking about telling the end of the story, don't tell your teacher or whoever's asking you the end. That's not the end of the story. How did this story come to a close? At the end of the story, Bert and Laura helped Mr. Penny get rid of his hiccups, and he was able to be in the Halloween play. It was a happy ending, right? Well, once I get the beginning of the story and I get the end of the story, the middle is easy because it's in between those two parts. Now, there's a lot of middle sections, so I don't want to retell all of the middle. I want to take the most important details of the middle of the story, and I want to summarize them. I want to make them shorter, and I want to put them in my own words. So let's think. Mr. Penny was trying to get rid of his hiccups, right? And he was going through town in the middle of the story, and all the townspeople that he met up with were giving him ways to try to get rid of his hiccups, none of which worked. So the beginning, Mr. Penny was getting ready for the play when he got the hiccups. The middle of the story, he went through town, meeting up with lots of townspeople who were giving him advice about how to get rid of his hiccups. It didn't work until the end of the story when Laura and Bert scared the hiccups out of him and he was able to be in the play, and it was fabulous. That's an easy way to think about beginning, middle, and end. Cover the beginning, take care of the end, and then the middle is all of the most important parts in your own words. So the next time your teacher wants you to talk about the beginning, the middle, and the end of a story and retell it, you've got it covered. All right, let's close up this fun story time with a riddle. Now, a riddle's like a joke, except you're given clues and you've got to solve the riddle. And I have this really fun Halloween riddle book. It's The Toothless Vampire and 99 other Halloween riddles. There's a lot. You can see I've got mine marked with lots of fun riddles. But I want to read you a ghosty riddle. Okay, here it is. It's a good one. See if you can solve it. What do you get when you cross a ghost with a skunk? All right, think for just a minute. What do you get when you cross a ghost with a skunk? All right, did you solve the riddle? This is going to be funny. Invisible stink. Yeah, invisible stink. You know, invisible ink. Okay, never mind. Anyway, I love riddles. They're really fun, and I love reading fun Halloween stories. All right, until our next time together, as always, keep reading. Grab some good Halloween books before the holiday's over, and have a spookalicious good one.